Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to this moment. Welcome to Cali, Colombia. Welcome to what isn't a quiet country, anywhere you go. Welcome to this beautiful place. I just fell in love with the city, and this is a lot of what it's like. You are in an outdoor area, restaurant with trees everywhere, traffic everywhere. It's just living is happening all around you constantly. And I thought, gosh, what better moment to do this night before foundation live than right where I am right now. And I called today's video, I used to paralyze myself with this one thing a lot because I was sitting here going, there's so many different things I could talk to you about that have changed, and so many different things that even choosing to put this class on right now has created, and I could share with you. But as I was sitting here going, do I go live? Do I not go live? It's not quiet. All the things I typically prefer for lives, I was like, no, we're going to talk about the one thing I used to paralyze myself with, which is getting it right. Hi, Julia. I work with a lot of you guys on a lot of different things. One of the things I end up working with you guys on a lot is business. And business and money are two areas that never work if you're doing getting it right. And before I started just choosing, I was constantly trying to get it right. Now, I wouldn't say I'm cured. Like, who doesn't like to be right? No. But the thing that I've recognized and I'm out creating and choosing beyond all the time is getting stuck there. Even so, like if you take this. Oh, bonito. There's so much good food here, by the way. Um, your foundation is one of the first places where you start to get access to rendering yourself malleable again. Now, I recently did a challenge, a 3-day challenge called Stimulating Change in Your Finances, and it had 3 pillars. But they're the 3 pillars that I've learned over the last 10 years in Access. And I think one of them was like rendering yourself malleable again. One of them was restoring malleability, restoring self confidence, and restoring choice. Because those 3 things are what allow anything to work. Like when I first got here, for example, like I don't even know when this was, like 3 to 4 months ago. One of the first things that absolutely drove me crazy was that there was always traffic noise. No matter where we went, there was always noise. And I know you can hear it in the background, at least to some degree. Um, and so I would wait to create until there wasn't noise. But what I started to notice is that nobody else was doing that. Like everybody else around here was, creating and doing their things and living their life, and people would be talking on the phone next to each other. And just there's noise everywhere. That was just kind of part of the culture. That's what it was. And in trying to wait until I had the perfect scenario to do the thing that I wanted to do, to have the right audio or whatever, I was slowing everything down. And I really had to work with myself on this because I like perfection. And of course, we all decide what perfection is. It's like if you feel like you're not ready in your business, are you willing to go out and talk to people? If you feel like you don't know what you're doing with money, are you willing to teach classes on it? If you don't feel like you have enough certifications or time in the business or whatever, like, are you willing to put yourself out there, or do you allow those things to stop you? And like, that's the thing that I used to let paralyze me. I think I've told this story before. Like when I first became a certified facilitator, I became one really fast. I had some investment available, so I became a certified facilitator like in 8 months. And I was 38 at the time. I'd lived some life, I'd done some things, but I became a certified facilitator, and I was sitting there with my certification, bright and shiny, going, well, now fucking what? Like that was anticlimactic. Now here I am, I'm certified. Now what? And it was like, oh, now's the time to build the business of being a certified facilitator. And I had no fucking idea how to do that. Like none. Hi Jenny, hi Julia. Get, tell me where you're watching from, everybody. So I had no idea. And on top of that, I really like had no idea. I had no education. I'd never done it before. I'd only ever done other things. So I'm sitting there with the ability to do it. And this is the thing with all of us. We all have these abilities to do things with not a lot of education and not very much willingness because I didn't know what I was doing. So I wasn't very willing to put myself out there. And the thing is, you usually learn how to do what you're doing by putting yourself out there. There's like, that's the way, that's the education. So I chose something different. I chose to work with somebody else and sort of teach myself, learn some things, right? How are other people doing this? What are some of the, and so I ended up creating a job with someone and working with them. And I'm so grateful for that to this day. And that started to show me like how this could work. But I will tell you that that got me a little bit further. I got to be exposed to more people. And then it's still, when I quit that job, I had just moved to Vancouver. I quit that job. I had racked up a bunch of debt. I literally had $500 of credit to my name, not even cash, and no income, no job, no income, no business. And so I spent like 3 weeks feeling really, really sorry for myself and paralyzed. I felt paralyzed. I don't know how to start. I don't know where to start. Till one day, I finally just woke up and I was like, I don't care that I know anymore. And I just started. I created this 3-day challenge that I had no idea how to monetize. I had no plans to monetize it. I was just like, I just need to start something. And that ended up creating enough momentum and enough people involved. And somebody suggested that I invite them to play further by paying me. And I did that. And I ended up creating my first $900 online. Well, that came as a result of just choosing to be unparalyzed. That was it. There was like angels didn't sing. I didn't have anybody that gave me permission. I just was literally like, I'm either going to sit here and be paralyzed or I'm going to create. But the thing that I've always let paralyze me is like, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be right in this thing, in this choice. And so I will sit here and like not take any action so I can ensure that I won't be wrong. At least if I don't take any action, I won't be wrong. I won't be embarrassed. I won't look stupid, And that's the one thing that I've done over and over and over in my life that has shrunk things, stopped things, killed things. And so even in choosing to change this weekend's class, hi Joy, to a foundation rather than a business done different, I was like, well, business done different is like changing the plot, flipping the script. That's business done different. Like, let me live this right now. But also with no guarantee that was actually going to work, that anybody would sign up last minute. I mean, I gave everybody 4 days to do it, like, maybe it will work. I don't know, but it'll be more fun than what I'm choosing now, because what I had been choosing was this stagnant other thing. So I wanted to share that with you. Maybe you're doing it. The antidote, the fastest way to change it is to just simply change tracks and choose something else. Literally. If you are choosing, I'm in a paralyzed state right now, so challenging. It's fucking hard to be paralyzed. It's hard. It's like hard. It takes a lot of energy. It actually takes so much less energy. It actually gives you energy when you just change tracks and do something else. So I want to encourage you to do that. And you're like, well, I don't know what that looks like. I'm like, this is a great thing about changing tracks is it doesn't look like fucking anything. It's just anything is different than what you're doing now. So, like if you're choosing not to create or what you're creating is not moving, choose something else. Go move in a different direction, We got this huge awareness of what it really takes to create large, advanced access classes around the world. And it just hit me. I'm like, if all of us around the world want these big classes, we got to get out there and start exposing everybody to bars. Did you know the stats on access classes is that 1 in every 10 people that take a bars class go on to take foundation, right? If you look at that from a certified facilitator perspective, I mean, it's 100 people having gone through a bars class for 10 people to show up in a foundation class, just from a stats point of view. And so I was like, we got to do this. We got to be willing to do things different. We got to shake things up and jump tracks. If what it is we're saying we want is actually what we're willing to have, we've got to contribute to something different and just start getting active in a different way. So that's what we started. That's why we started here in Cali, like going, well, like how many people can we expose to bars? Fuck it. Let's book 40 in a week, Who can we get connected to? So it's this thing of like, and are we doing it right? No, we're just doing it. We're just like getting people in front of this thing and continuing to put choices in front of them and continuing to choose and continuing to add to that, so that, because knowing that natural law is true, when you start a snowball, it's kind of difficult, and but then you roll it and you roll it and you roll it and it gains snow, and eventually, like if you're rolling it down a hill, it rolls on its own. That's what snowballs do, you know. So we know natural law, and I'm a little bit all over the place with this, but literally, like, if you're doing paralyzed right now, just recognize that all you have to do is be willing to get it wrong to do something else. So what could you choose that you haven't been willing to choose because you've been trying to get it right? That if you would choose it, would change things, would stimulate energies, would like move things in a different direction, would like be more fun than what you're choosing now. Getting it right is a killer. Being willing to get it wrong is a joy maker. Go make yourself some joy, babies. That's right. So this is your final invitation to come join me tomorrow for Foundation. It will be my last one online. I literally was just having conversations in the last few days with someone in the States. I will be live in the States to do Foundation in January. I will be live in South Africa to do Foundation in March. It looks like I'm going to be live to do Foundation in Saskatchewan in the summer. So I've got 3 live Foundations scheduled already for next year. But they're going to be, like, I'm not going everywhere. So if you want it now, you can have it now. Private message me for the link. And I adore you. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to be me. I'm grateful I always have another choice. And I wonder what it would take for you to have everything that you're asking for. I'm here for it. I love you guys. See you soon.